On October 26th, Mando Monday, Hasbro announced the lineup of their third wave of figures in the Retro line. Chances are that if you clicked on this video, not only do you already know what I mean by Hasbro's Retro line, but you have already formulated your opinion and are either here to say amen to what I have to say, or you are a Hasbro, as coined by Michael at Retro Blasting, and you are here to blast me in the comments. Please, by all means, comment away. If you liked the video, please like, subscribe, leave a comment telling me what you liked and what you like to see more of. If you didn't like it, give me a big old thumbs down and rant away in the comments below. Be as nasty as you want. Start an argument and troll away. It all feeds the algorithm, so come at me, Hasbros. However, on the off chance that you have no idea what the Retro line of Hasbro action figures is, and you just came here to support me, hi Mom, I'll explain. At New York Toy Fair 2019, Hasbro revealed the Retro Collection, 3.75-inch scale figures inspired by the original 1970s action figures with the original sculpts and design of both the figures and the card backs. There were 6 figures: Luke Skywalker, Darth Vader, Princess Leia, Chewbacca, Han Solo, and Stormtrooper, each sold separately, available exclusively at Target on May 12th, 2019. Well, in theory. In practice, they sold out instantly from both the Target website and the stores, so most collectors paid double on the secondary market. Yeah, pretty much the typical Hasbro distribution story. The one figure that was produced in enough quantities that it was actually easily available throughout the run of the first wave, and it was the first one available, actually released the month before in April, Grand Moff Tarkin was packaged with the Star Wars Escape from the Death Star board game, also a re-release, and cost $19.99, which isn't bad for a board game and figure. Tarkin was the only figure in the line that was not a direct re-release, but inspired by the original figures, as there was no Grand Moff Tarkin in the original Kenner line. The terrible distribution model notwithstanding, fans and collectors were very happy with the line. Hasbro saw fit to re-release the figures again the following February, to the mixed emotions of those who paid a premium to the scalpers. That was the same month that Wave 2 was announced at New York Toy Fair 2020. Another 6 re-released figures, this time from the 1980 Empire Strikes Back line, and a 7th never-before-released figure in the style of the 1980s line, packaged with a re-released board game. Yoda, Boba Fett, Lando, Han in Hoth gear, Leia in Hoth gear, and Luke in Bespin fatigues were this time exclusive to Walmart and apparently more easily available than their Wave 1 counterparts, albeit with a later release date in June of 2020. The new retro-style figure was Luke in Hoth flight suit, packaged with a re-release of the Hoth Ice Planet Adventure board game. So fans and collectors understandably expected Wave 3 to be 6 re-released Return of the Jedi figures, with a never-before-released retro-style figure packaged with a board game. I was hoping for a re-release of the Battle at Sarlacc Pit game. Sadly, it seems that the fans are once again seeing their expectations being subverted, as the 2021 Retro Wave 3 will be 7 Mandalorian figures. Yes, Hasbro has decided that the Retro line will now be 7 figures that never existed before because the series did not exist until 2019. Oh, and in another reversal, the exclusive 8th figure will actually be the only figure in the wave that is actually a re-release, the Stormtrooper. Yep, it's just a repackage of the same Stormtrooper figure released in Wave 1, just on a Mandalorian card. From the promotional images on the Hasbro site, it isn't even repainted to be a distressed remnant trooper. Oh, and this figure is packaged with a Mandalorian-themed Monopoly game. The only army building figure in the wave will set you back $50 each. Hope you like Monopoly a whole lot. Yes, $50 for the 8th figure and a Monopoly game. as opposed to the $20 for the figure and board game of the previous two lines. Oh, and every single one of these Mandalorian figures, the Mandalorian, Cara Dune, IG-11, Quill, Moff Gideon, Greef Kargan, and the Child, are also coming out in the more modern style and confusingly named vintage line also. So I really don't know who these retro style figures are aimed at. Well, of course I do. It's collectors who gotta catch them all, if I can mix my metaphors. So, to address the title of this video, yeah, I have what I suspect is a very unpopular opinion of this wave. I am not happy that we are getting Mandalorian figures in the retro line, in the retro style, when the Mandalorian is not retro. It's a current series. As I said, the only army builder is the one bundled with the overpriced board game, making actual army building cost prohibitive. And as another YouTuber has already outlined far better than I could, while at first seeming clever to have Mando and Gideon in vinyl capes like the 1977 Obi-Wan and Vader figures, it doesn't really make sense when you stop and think. Star Wars was 77, Empire was 80, Jedi was 1983. As I stated before, The Mandalorian didn't exist back in that era. But if we imagined that it did, we would have expected it to be around 1985 or 86. If you think about it, 77 Obi-Wan and Vader were the wrong analogy. The style that makes more sense is the Jedi line of 83, so Han Solo Endor or Emperor's Royal Guard, for example. And again, Scott Toy Guru at Spectre Creative covers this better than I do, so I really encourage you to check out his video, linked below. He also has some other nitpicks that I didn't feel inclined to repeat here myself. And I believe my opinion is not a popular one because I've seen all the Hasbros squeeing all over each other on social media. To me, it's a bunch of empty pseudo-nostalgia. Seriously, nostalgia for something current, not something from my actual childhood. It's like those sickening sweet couples gushing, "I miss you already," when they're actually holding each other. If you did want figures from The Mandalorian, the modern vintage figures with ball-jointed heads, elbows, and knee articulation, and photorealistic faces are available. Oh, and if you want Moff Gideon to wield the Darksaber, you have to get the vintage figure because the retro figure doesn't come with the Darksaber, either retractable into the arm or otherwise. As for those of you who really want these characters in the retro style, yeah, these have been available for almost a year already because, as Michael at Retro Blasting often says, the fans are doing the best work. Trash Compactor Custom Figures and Accessories on Etsy has Quill, the Child, the Armorer, and Heavy Mando. I got a link in the description. And these are available now. You don't have to wait until next summer. He even has a video up showing how to repaint your original vintage or Wave 1 retro Stormtroopers to make your own Remnant Trooper better than what Hasbro is offering. Again, link in the description. Repro Bubbles has the Blurg, link in the description. Custom Sand Troopers can be obtained in batches of 5, 10, or individually from the Fan Strike Back, again, link below. And there are many others. Do a search online. The fans are doing the best work. And for quoting Retro Blasting yet again, I'm linking that channel below too. What do? If I don't get Wave 3, I can't say I've collected the entire retro line. Oh well, I don't care anymore. They can have my money when they put out a Return of the Jedi wave, or any number of other figures that we've been waiting on for years. Or, better yet, I'll give my money to customizers that have already created them, while Hasbro is screwing around with umpteen variations of the Child and Christmas-colored Stormtroopers. I'm not even kidding. Happy Life Day, everyone!